Dependable herbal home father Roma, the impensing bro. Well, you can dependable on Adom Co capsules in a mixture, Adom Co and Quaplex. Do not be me dependable herbal home, Medina New Road, and a greenhouse, and a dependable herbal home or Casopsi Datus International School, Fred 02722 0222, 0272 220222, and a Kumasi KNG Herbal, Kolinak Herbal, Takrade, A Mensa El Market Circle, named Dear Herbal, Takwa Owasa Bibi Fee, and Afi, a year Kofodia Gabson Pharmacy and a Delight Pharmacy. Tachiman, Eric K. Herbal, Eben Tachiman, Post Office, no, one could in South Wadaroma, a Joada Copy Mifiada, Yedin Pensemu, a Brown Palaji Baturi, Atnasi, same formal Hajj, the Obokratana. Larger Cobb, know what you're saying? Be back, come on. Just help me, EC boss to shock critics. Hi.
Well, I'm saying,
oh, but
make some paper.
I'll be trying to say, what is it for the
yeah,
EC?
But this one, because I acquire of national interest, I think I can just. Oh, Madam Charlotte, or say, oh, hello, it's my way, no, nipple be I no. Oh, NCC, cry. What you say, Nani, and I was shudder as Ejmabia. Now, unfortunately, the political arena no acquire NDC MPP. Sabi dokono kura ende
Tokura
wanya careful. Brodo. Nti amaye nyina yentu yebo enhwe adwuma wo ye no. But I can tell you, by the close of, except say party be person wodi basa it be able mine. But I can assure you, say she is going to conduct one of the most transparent, credible, and free and fair elections in this country. Politicians, especially when you are on the other side, that is the opposition, you see every institution of state as working for them. And this was in opposition. That is how they view state institutions. And MPP so up co-opposition, that is what they view. But these same people sooner so you can see that most of the time, 70 to 75% of accusations and allegations by opposition parties, it is just selfish and personal interest. It is not, there's no iota of truth. So we don't take our time to assess the work. So Mamu is over here, Oba, said I was starting a Juma. The same thing of Afarijan. One thing, so over here, you want to say, Oba Succedia. Watch how the person is focused.
Okay, so you see, Mami, very focused.
That's
the shock.
She's focused. And I'm telling you, from what we got it, you will see the results. You will see, she's not going to be stampeded. She's not going to be intimidated. She's going to work according to the best interest of Ghanaians, not a political party. You wait and see.
Junior Kwaba, know what he's saying? Just largely, we didn't come about the big one. EC boss to shock critics. And brief explanation is that the woman is focused, very prepared. But unfortunately, Ghana, BBA, MPP, NDC, MPP, NDC. Quick one on that, and then we'll jump into our discussion.
May start with Semichia, Omo program. Minia Penny Alaji Bature, and also our friend say Emra. Na Charlotte say, EC boss to shock critics, minimamente, when I say, Obe shocking, said oh, you were Juma. Member shock you be a member shock you be a because we join in 12 7 shock.
Criticize in line.
Yes.
Juma all year.
Thank you.
Not to also intimidate.
Thank you.
And let things go your way.
Ah, me dawasipa. Inti sa na criticize Juma all year no. Obi a intimidate no. Ade NDC for mo koye demonstrate 2000. Ah, I say do kita ko share kwantare. No mo intimidate you be. I thought we were protesting, and I'm what? Yeah, she you. Madam Charlotte say na yen say. Supreme Court SEC. And also no tiase. And you say entisa. And you say intimidation. I know intimidation.
One can say one tiase. You see? You
maybe
see the damage you're doing. One can say one tiase. She is interpreting it the way on what tiase. You are a lawyer, don't do this.
And they are allowed you can say, son or no tiase, no.
Yes.
And your son is tiase. Open the
sound.
Why did you go to court?
Now, they
why did you go to court?
Yes, yeah, way. Charlotte said, a lawyer. Until the large battery on the avion tiase. So we are in charge of public interest. And there is anything called ambiguity. Just idea and yes, sure. You go, you seek clarification. You seek clarification and say, "Che, se si ano court na ka say, che, edim bi wa ye nyi free mu, ne ensan tro anamebwa." Edim ben ye nyi free mu ne ensan tro because entumi nye omo omewu. Ye tu isan tro ni din. Obi ana oya akwala akotro ni din. By emrano 5 years and it's all to aba. Inti etumi tro ni din. Debi. Obi a free Ivory Coast ana Burkina. A obetro ni din. You prepare the deal to trade. Miniam person no interaction. You do good. Want to trade. It's apart from NHIS card holder. I am running kase. Brown with the NHIS card the year no. Nen yem from so. But Sisiano against the constitution to use NHIS card because Article 42 say when you're Ghanaian you to register. And so NHIS card and chair of the DSA we are Ghanaian. And you know. Young people dino and so young mom and register is the only people he applies to. Now what they also one penny and me say, "Hey, me I'm catch you." First, when is November 7th, February, and Yemra, when is that? Yet here they be the I large about on Tiasa and Mechano. My main canon Tiasa. Yet here in May, November 7th, and Yemra. But say easy the back parliament, not parliament, go through the way. It becomes applicable law. Applicable law does not mean existing law. Now let me explain that. The American say, timer VCRAC crab, the committee, no, almost share any man, almost say, sa new register, no. Meboa, almost see any exhibition. But exhibition, no, send a TSS in terms of CI 72, any CI 91, no, and ye juma. Into any new type of exhibition procedure so that we will make it law. Now listen to Charlotte say, when it suits Charlotte say, on person betie committee now, or say enyemra, on person betie court now, or say enyemra, sisia enyemra, enti on nyemra fufro and fanko to and kita for the issue. But enyemra say beto about 7th November. David. And so I know the Okoyemra and it's a home at the parliament because I need your place. So two way no way. I see. So this is the issue that we are saying. Say, Sana Charlotte says so. Time as Supreme Court, I can't say any channel. CI 92 no, it is only to delete. You can't re-enter. So if there's a new situation of NHIS card holder, which the law did not see before, now you're saying now we should what? Delete and re-enter. Would you also say, what do you mean by that? They go carry the easy boss to shock who? Shock them and critics. Or no shock you or no? Because they are not doing the work well. When it suits them, they want to bring new law to parliament. When it doesn't suit them, they say, oh, the law is not already there, so we won't take it to parliament. What kind of behavior is that? Right. They can't wait so now large battery say shock. They've been shocked.
Okay.
Masa.
Or respond, and then no problem. After all, we can't respond.
It's not about the response.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm just saying.
It's about see a situated well.
Very good.
Alaji, ube share none of the news file or Joy FM. Kwakubako had cause to say that EC for no more yeno, a coin be a bed down. I'm a one here now.
Is Kwakubako different from MPP?
Yes.
Please. Is Kwakubako different?
Yes. Oh, yes. Obisana.
What people throw from their flag bearer up to the messenger? Omun language ye bako.
And what language is that?
To create tension, heat, because they are not part of the elections. They don't have they're not recognized. They don't feature. I don't see the MPP doing anything. Our flag bearer has been elected 2 years now. Up to now, 5 months to election. No manifesto. No one single message.
Now why manifesto?
No one single message. No one single message from MPP.
But time and Alaji make us Alaji be no. Sana kache so. It is sana be ni say interrupted. And they say make kasa the same.
No problem with that. No problem with
that. 2 years you are elected flag bearer. 5 months into election. They don't even have one single message for Ghanaians. So Rabu Razin, whether it's Kukubaku, whether it's Makuku, Kenya Japan, even their own flag bearer. First of all, one is out. Do people use register to win election? Send a munya pre register from the beginning. Almost no new register, no vote. And you're bogu. They are now quiet. That is the kind of people we are dealing with. From the beginning, almost no new register. Chroma, hey, what about? Omako phone, let my vote count. Omko demonstration, blah, blah, blah. Uncle Siga, that tells you that they don't even have a leg. I've had no validation, no vote. And it's all this issue about NHI card judgment, they are hanging it to ginger their supporters. Say, you know, Abano, Kumpa, Moko. Register win election, mamu.
A part of the process.
It is, but would that win the election? Would the register per se win the election? Ghana since 1992, we have improved on our electoral processes to the extent that yenina yajetu polling station na declare results. Polling station be our Ghana NDC agent war. Even say other political parties know. And all the results are counted one by one. See, ye pejemu one say. Ama ye wia omunyina getu. That's what we did in 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008. Now in 2012 year, all police station agents sign. Few na ensign, which is insignificant. So I'm saying that register will not win election for any political party. That is why Afarijan and everybody, every right-thinking person, said, be vigilant at the polling station. So in Canada, register more. You can check that at the polling station. You can challenge. So why this all noise? What is the message they are giving? Mama and Nam, a commission, Puntu Juma, unprecedented thing in this country. I want my hope to the Ghanaians. Mo, you don't have any hope. Yen try mo. I say yen try mo webda. 2000 mo winning election to 2008. A dear na mudi brega na for. What have you done? Yen try mo. Mo person compare NDC.
Okay.
NDC that has been in power for over 20 years. More experience, more my message. You see, only message they had, and that could have done the trick for them, was the free SHS. That thing was the powerful message, and I admit that it was a good message. But Mahama has not only taken over that message, he has improved on that message. So they are lacking any message. Right. Now what they want to rely on is Katashisheni Proye. And they're not getting it.
We'll get there. Well, just on this point, now for Yembra issues, so what Elijah has raised.
Yo. Now, in some way, me, I'm very surprised. Say, you say, Nanadu, you're electing a flag bearer. Na, you're manifestoing. Ah, now, most of manifestoing.
Muna more position, move from Yembra.
Bacho. Ruby, you say, you're Yembra. Yendi any mendisi say ye the manifesto ba mu hwia omu hwia ideas omu tumi hwia ewia topic enti yes manifesto ye ya tepa ye dia shekona ene ya mo ya no ene ya mo ya so ma ya wa se fa ye fama yendi e ideas dira enti omu no se no peso mu hwia apono mu nya enti omu so mu for manifesto mra after all they are in power so they should bring their manifesto and let us see untumi mfa hwe ma mo say ye dey fire near my sa trick no you who did that until this time no yes you are taking your time ube hu ane dey abehwe up pan na Ghana fa ka say MPP you have done it again I didn't know MPP ye kasa o say MPP anya hwe wo dey my can details o my 2000 e wo kro ha enya hepik na e wo Alhaji Bature ni NDC omko twantro to the world international market I find a Ghana okay muko twantro figure ye ni na mo se ye wo e ma ye kutua fine ye wie no ye hepik MPP ye ba ye wie enye low middle income ye ko obie ni record da ho ye nya hwe kra ye de ba low middle income say any asa e na mo nim bibia wo wiase mo amabin no mo be so middle income no mo no e na mo dey call IMF bailout in 8 years na ni pese mutumi bie ma no kra e dada Ghana for bie say mo nim bibie it's a disgrace NDC moving from HIPIC MPP moved it to lower middle income NDC again to IMF bailout unemployment minia wouldn't say Ivory Coast here and then Oma overtake India as the highest producer of cashew. Ghana here just 2 weeks ago. Now you lay off 10,000 workers. Just Alhaji Bature times 10,000. 1 Alhaji, 2 Alhaji, 3 Alhaji, 4 Alhaji, 10,000 Ghanaians. We hear maybe say when you and can also call Shaku Bumu Konebuna Usu. Now can say Ghana for Abana Motomam and disgrace me. No see NDC no mapa power che. And nothing Ghana for Breno. What can I say? Me catch here will say NDC. Almost sorry, I will say Obi for the cost do so. And 60 debut a year more because most are 20 something years, almost 30 years. I'm about power no. And another we are and cut that. MPP ne we da buy. We da apart from Akosombo. Minya, how they this about Ghana. Now mo to 20 something years. Yes, much changing na issue no born what no no. 8 years aso. Ye hu se mo ntua na edwuma no. Mo nkɔ ne ho tɔn. Sa na do na nye asem no.
Corruption fight, Ira Batidam, Edina Noatum, and Yentie Dioka, so that we can have a good discussion. Presidential advisor on corruption, Daniel Batidam, has said Ghanaians appear to expect too much from the presidency in the fight against corruption. According to him, Ghanaians seem to forget or ignore the fact that there is a limitation to what the executive can do by way of punishing corrupt public officials. And then he continues to say the anti-corruption campaigner said it is necessary for the citizenry to acknowledge that the Mahama administration has fought corruption more than any other government under the Fourth Republic. And I quote, "We should trust the president's call that we should have confidence in what is happening because he has shown all the commitment. Sometimes we demand certain things that are not within the domain of the executive. And that is where, in terms of due process and rule of law, you have to draw the lines between the president's powers, where the president's powers begin and where it ends, and where the judicial powers begin and where it ends," unquote. I think by now, anybody who has been in Ghana for the last couple of years will know that the issue about corruption has been put on the front burner. Nobody is pretending that there is no corruption in the country. What we are saying is that everybody should be on board, and the president is doing his best. But you must also realize there is rule of law. So, Lawyer Mike Okwe, probably walking us through the laws of the land, matters on corruption, the Obatias here better, what the processes says. Because the Okano, about to Anamoyi, under this republic, Fourth Republic, he also demonstrated to fight corruption. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Yo, Minya, maybe say a campaign who say propaganda. Because as for President John Mahama, the boni dia, my main country on your dream. First one, incompetence. The government is associated with incompetence. Corruption. His government is associated with corruption. And then lies. Intro. Now intro no, enya una oka ho, enya me na me ka ho. Omo minister etumi share communicate say ka kire mo say ade na e aponche keto aka say e cow ana me boa pen okay ana me boa krom ha omo say ade ni e tuntuma ka say e fita. That's NDC for you. Enti no say omo yes anya ma nyina ewia Ghana fo hu no ma bo mu hu no. Na ye ka corruption. First thing, what's a question now you bisa President Mahama? Have you taken a bribe? Omahini, have you taken a bribe?
As a president?
As a president? Question you bisa.
But he needs to know.
As a president, as a person, because a year person and now they are president. No. To first question now because say no. Now what man we are president? Maybe say, have you taken a bribe as a president? Are they Kazati say we are president? You are on my henny Kwabna Sante as so my person as a worker here.
So my person.
Let's say in your person. Maybe have you taken a bribe before?
Me as a worker here.
Exactly.
I should address it as on my henny Kwabna.
You should know. You should address the answer. It's a direct question. Have you taken a bribe before? You should be able to tell us. Anything I maybe say as a large battery when I'm in the mosque or when I'm on the program or when I'm in the kitchen or when I'm in the bedroom and you know say baby I would na all the person with the answer. And a President John Mahama can't dear back or say or no dear as president he doesn't involve himself in Niama to say procurement. You know okay.
The processes of procurement and you're part of Nejuma.
Into because of that, you know, or no as president, you know, about bribe, ne sa influence in your money there. One of the uncount. That's what President John Mahama told us. And I can't say, you know, or say you believe in a sa, say sound it here, pepe. Now, the entire meaning and agree, say there is evidence. Say, or no President John Dramani Mahama, no, he has been involved in procurement in terms of the West Blue issue, for example. That alone, West Blue. Well, would say in West Blue, matter nearby, no. And no, maybe to catch us say, President Dramani Mahama is involved in that kind of thing.
How?
Now, I have a letter here written by the office of the to the Honorable Ministry of Finance. You see, implementation of the National Single Window and Risk Management System Project. Paragraph 3, or say, in pursuant to His Excellency the President's decision. So this is the first word I'm a person microphone. Decision. I'm a person Ghana 40. Decision. You are directed. The second word, the air directed. So he has given a decision to direct.
Okay, so in pursuant and in direction.
Yes. So the decision, you are directed to formally engage West Blue Ghana Limited to undertake the following services. So okay, services I'm kind of. Then in the final paragraph, I'll say, you should take the necessary steps. Instruction to secure the public procurement approval in order to engage West Blue or on the single source basis.
But what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that.
What's wrong with that?
Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
He's the president of the land.
Thank you.
He ends it up by saying that make sure processes, due processes are followed.
So the president gave a decision. He gave a direction on a single source basis. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that the president said he does not involve himself in contracts. Didn't he say that? So president was saying, not involving himself, no. He took a decision, he gave direction, and told people to make sure
that it works.
That it works. That is decision that he has given, the direction, and everything works.
But don't delete the aspect of due process to be followed.
You don't understand.
I've
not said there's a problem with due process.
Okay.
And I won't tell them
that he has not been involved.
Thank you. Also involved in contract giving. Only your tenancy, and they do it. So me, I cannot be involved in any kind of corruption. And I'm reading a letter from the office of the president, 13th May 2015, saying that I'm giving my decision, and from my decision, there's a direction to make sure. Are you involved or not?
Okay, so he can't be win from the issue of not being part
Thank
of it.
you. And we try A+. So President Obama catch and say,
but does it make him corrupt?
Hey, I hope say we stopping the question because I did not say it. Honestly, he's not corrupt because he doesn't involve himself. And I've shown that he involves himself. So the audience, now you sabi, you make the decision. Me, I'm not here to call anybody names. You say I'm not something because of this. And I've shown that the because doesn't exist. So because now can you know? And you know, crack, obwa, what do you shame? Let them kind and make no. But me say, me fro be dimbia. The kind, you see, Yanseni, you can't asem. Ibunibe, you can't asem. Into me, Buga. I say Ghana for answer for. Now, moving on to other issues. Na ye ni kroma ena approach newspaper 31st August 31st October 2010. Omo say ye vice president no wama yasanji Amajaro because Amajaro for Maniska. Where is that? Kroma. Yeni Kroma na Martin Hamidou, former Attorney General of Atamil's government. Baby, I know Atamil's the Jomama Tina, a bomb common. Alaji Batirun to me call. Omutina, a bomb common say. Because only say Martin Hamidou on a small boy in this you. What do you say to say Jomama or a former vice presidential candidate? So, sir. Or a big man. SI, I think the longest serving deputy attorney general because of Obeda Samwa and Konu the attorney general. Oh, yeah, so no somebody the attorney general. Ewa Mills. Or see President John Mahama, or more NDC, almost setting committee, so I'm investigating on corruption because of the Embraer jet. Me make it's a corruption now. West Blue, pa, Amajaro, pa, a friend is saying, Embraer jet. Brazil. Ba. Ina no.
Okay, and a wrap up where Batidan says that a kwa could do baby, then the law takes its course.
The law.
Executive will work to your point, the judiciary will take over, and that's where probably the problem is.
Well, yeah, United how, and Mami B, the friend is Selassie Ibrahim, Okofa contract not Okofa in the crown. Why ye Juvenile and some of the people never say price or no Virginia. What's be that? O my how we Joy FM. Some person who painted a diner. You painted a dining and sana what can it born. And so that's what NDC government did.
Okay.
Omu ye no. Ena omu kasa say 1.9 chobo ewoso. Enya empo ye ka ye kra ko hwe anke binya mo. Some 1.9 million chobo ne si on face kan pemra. How? Na minia me say aponchi kras o ko wi aponchi. Na court. Wo de aponchi ne babaka. Ne esi ko fie.
Ye na fo no si.
Enti the American say obi am fight corruption bia who is not happening.
Alaji.
I'm on 10 minutes into your term.
Yanko 50.
Oh, that's why sometimes me and I don't want to debate them. Because MPP for only one way debate you only confuse your listeners and viewers the more. They don't add anything to the discourse of this country's destiny. Me no me can say some way boom in the best interest of Mother Ghana. But here the attacks are Odima NDC. All MPP ba kukura want me anka. corruption MP back with the corrupt.
And I want to be.
But I'm not going to waste my time on this. I'm going to recount some incompetent decisions and actions of the MPP and some few corrupt practices. I'm just going to use 2 minutes to do that. I want to tie it in with your first topic. First topic, what is it?
84% of
Ghanaians vote on personal goodies. For me, that is more important to me than this one. Because the oil, and see a gap. Because of more free, I'm 8 years into Ghana for a refugee. This is the government. Na Ghana Airways, Juma. Omako coup the whole Ghana Airways. Had to turn in Japadiano. I could form Ghana International. What became of it? Incompetence, no. This is the government. On person mudi chachuchu katatum. Until omo to the extent that Akufo-Addo, our Attorney General, he goes to charge chachuchu kata, the president versus the state. We are lawyer in this modern era after post-independence, as a colonial time. Incompetence, no. Akufo-Addo, incompetence, no. So we say the republic and not the state, he has to go and use the president because they hate version and abhorrence for against friends they even can't read. You Kroma, a minister of finance, or call Germany, or go sign bilateral agreement, or committee Ghana to a car. Or can I didn't call only also a German competence in. This is the competence people are talking about. President Kufuor, opposition. And that is part of your manifesto. Move is Ghana for our Indefa Park. Petro, say Namutono, also 6,004, 6,400. Multimito almost Debbie. Oba and Petro say no, competence no. So you're responsible opposition. Kauba who say it is not easy to just criticize government policies because fuel is one of the avenues that Abambia worldwide revenue. The same thing, President Kufuor, competence no Obeka say ministers indoors, Oba no would be Abeka. Where your competence? These people you face similar problems at Nubson. Craft machine, different strategic reserve plant, $35 million. If you power back want to me and my NSA plane, SUA machines are common. Is this competence when we are talking about competence? And then after that, then they go to buy what we will describe as toys, 1 megawatt plant, 1 megawatt. Even by the time say you will combine 110 in you will lose over even 30% of the generation with competence. Now, you know, look at the competent government. Your president is sitting at the castle while dying treasure, party treasure, our G kickbacks. And I tell you, the only question we have is what's the president Kufuor dying? Treasure, what you want to man for the kickback, but no, on farmer party. It's documented.
Oh, can't say the kickback, no,
hold on.
And I will you don't do that.
When we talk about corruption, yeah, corruption. More corruption, because I cause mumre. Can this administration compare?
In effect, that's what I do. Open admit it, say the president is also part of all these because at one point in time, the president did what you're saying. So clearly, your mama is also doing something.
I never said so. I'm only saying that. Listen to my introduction. I'm saying that if we are doing this, MPP are we are, and this is why we are. What MPP is it? You see? Angels.
Yeah, mistake or contract.
You see, they are angels.
And I say, buy, I'm the court.
Lawyer.
You see, they are angels.
Sorry, what do you mean?
They are angels. So what I'm saying is that NDC are we are, MPP are we are 100 million. NDC we are 80 million. And for so many ever Ghana for so. How does the Ghanaian benefit? So that's what he wanted us to do. Because what's now he was cataloging the NDC from so and I said, a course.
But most of the things you read out, your contractual disagreements or not handling them well, how far this a year or by this matter of.
I was talking about
smarties.
No, you're called smarties. Alaja and number one. We raise issues. Bear three. The first one.
The issue that raised, I was referring to incompetence.
Okay.
It's not corruption.
Okay.
But there is corruption in it.
Incompetence leading to corruption.
It leads to corruption because Ghana Airways, in Ghana International Airlines, you cannot tell me that there's no corruption. When they parcel the properties of the organization and sold to themselves, even Kojon Pianini, regional chairman, your friend said, MB former regional chairman, I am suspending the TI, national chairman, vice.
National chairman.
National vice chairman.
Sami Krab.
Kojon Pianini, our friends were conform. That is the extent. So, Niamika incompetence now, still there's abuse of office and corruption. But even when we are talking about corruption, let me give you just three acts of corrupt practices. And they are so gargantuan that even all NDC corruption, alleged corruption, it doesn't even compare. Look at one group, EO group, 2 people. You create an opportunity for them to make over 300 million.
How would be create opportunity? My the percentage and I'm a commissioner. What is that opportunity somebody is creating for somebody to do it? There's a network of people looking for an opportunity to do business in Ghana. Massa. Say family
Massa. So only good governance. So only EO group, what it is. If you know the people behind it.
Who are the people behind it?
If you know the people behind it. And yes, they themselves, they were hot. They knew what was coming to them. President Minister, I'm out for and it was one of the anger of that created problem for Matiamidu. 300 million. Now, Omunya, based on 3%, as finders said they want to bring Cosmos. Now, Ghana for 24 million. The same thing, Ghana telephone being sold to Vodafone. Why the G finance fee? Why? Go and check who. Meanwhile, your South African company, telecommunication, they are prepared to pay us 1.5 billion instead of 900 million. They give free Vodafone. So we need corruption. Simple because we need to and we have a sitting speaker belonging to a ruling party. What happened to such use? We control. We a documented, a factual statement. You have a whole speaker. Woko, Krabokra, I would feel Krabatamko. Curtis Bibia was Sako. If you're talking about corruption, so I won't waste my time. I remaining minutes to me.
Just a minute, but Munchim
it's not a minute.
No, you're
not
at 10.
I want
41 to 50. 41 to 50.
Minutes, Mr. 40 minutes. I want you.
Wrap up on this.
Let me tell you.
You have your 5 minutes. Don't worry. You have your 5 minutes.
No. There are some things which are acceptable.
No. 10 minutes. No, hold on. You remember man 41 to 51.
Thank you. That's it.
Department.
Thank you. But
Alaji, you go. No. Me pacho. Alaji,
you see, now me feel say I was.
We will still talk about it. We will talk about it. We will talk about it.
So what I'm saying, I'm just going to comment on this briefly so that we can continue.
Okay, so use 6 minutes of your time.
Okay, thank you very much. And then thank you. You see, me say baha. Your first
one.
The first one. You don't have a copy of it.
I have a copy, but me a surprise. The topics now I think the first one.
Debbie, it's the first one. I call second one.
First one. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
It was all part of it. Yeah. Oh, me feel say your baha say at least you enjoy a party assembly in Ghana. Oh, says so see why no CDD.
Yeah.
And Members said before, they should devote more time to the Constitution of Ghana. Also, the problem about Ghanaians, 84% Ghanaians vote for personal goodies from politicians. The source is the Constitution. Problems are here coming about corruption, about incompetence. Because Ghana, for example, when we talk about competence, there was so much human resource that can manage this country. But because of the constitution, the way it is crafted, say Papa will now buying with power. All the competent people in the other side, they are not part of the governance of this country. So you see the seriousness of the constitution, the defect in the constitution. That winner take all is dangerous to our society. And I didn't ever Ghana no, because when Papa was 8 years in our because when did he? So he's doing anything and everything to bring his party to power. So that the problem is the constitution. 2, the constitution as our values as an African country, as a black people, is not embedded in it. Yakotam abrofo omu values, and then we imported it hook, line, and sinker into a different cultural setup. Democracy, for me, is a sham. It's a sham, but because we need to me, we are compelled to partake. But I can tell you, it's a total sham. What we are doing, and Ghana. That is why after 24 years, we are still where we are. After 6 governments, and how many governments? Rolling two terms, Kufuor 2 terms, Mills, Mama 2 terms, 6. What has been the impact on the Ghanaians' life? Of course, there are some improvements in human years, what do you call it? Living longer, no? From 50 something to 62 or 63. Lifespan, you know. There are some, but I'm saying that we could have moved faster. For example, I was opposed to Colonel Champon's union government. But a third world country like Ghana, African country, what do you call it? What we need is a government of national unity, so that we have everybody on board. First of all, it will reduce the acrimony, which is bringing tension. It will reduce the sabotage, because when one government is in power, every majority of the opposition are doing everything to bring the government down. So a union government where everybody is represented, the chiefs, the medical officers, the engineers, the drivers, everybody, every segment of our society are part of the government. First of all, corruption will come down, because most of the corrupt acts, because people don't get the opportunities. So the least opportunity you get, you have to steal. And that is what is happening. We only talk about politicians, but it's cut across. So that's why I'm saying that if every Ghanaian is given the opportunity to serve his country, it means that we will rake in more money instead of few people enjoying the state. It is how I urge the CDD to take a look, to rather work on the constitution, stop this fast as democracy voting near. Because, and then I can tell you, if MPP come to power, and that is what the Europeans want, that is what the West want, because they don't want us to develop. Because when we are developed, and who is going to serve them? When we are developed, and then we can have a strong bargaining power, then they will compete with them, and they will also be rich and develop like them. So they don't want it. That is why they will prefer to have 8 years, you have a merry-go-round. Right. NDC come 8 years go, then MPP come another 8 years go, so that development is stalled. We don't develop.
Thank you very much. You have your 6 minutes, but you remember back to come and discuss the ECG. No me dear, me can say idea back where Ghana. One side takes all. Many dream. So I didn't say if it will be changing. NPP dey be pa ABI, but anka other parties no so ye bia. Anka be ma sa de no asubeti more. Okay, obi to say Pakusi Indyo. Dr. Pakusi Indyo. Okay, obi to say Alhaji Isa. Malamisa. Okay, obi to say Freddie Blay and many others. When you know more other parties. ye de mo buy on board no mbe boa Ghana na nyina ye ni medwuma pa omo ye nti ye de e ade a MPP ba track record no ya kyerɛ ye but ebia ne dodo no na enoso nti no I agree with my brother say yen try say be more inclusive in most of these things because ebeboa yen constitution no say yes problem on pa minia constitution na alaji ka say problem on me faso constitutional president in kwa elect obia or nominate obia offer the obia because we had a problem at that time. Now we have dictatorship to constitutional dictator no oslo kakra obeso ye in control still, which way better to control than to, for example, appoint everybody. Enra na meni minua Kofi Adams say program another place and about ECG nsem na can be na ECG for anyes na say but Kofi, the problem is that ECG they say on my way omunye way on say there's a set way say ECG for one person be bo aban, you know that thing. I was say ECG no omo board and a decision mo when appointed board no president ECG omo boss when appointed president. So if you are not happy with the board and the president in terms of certain decisions they have made, sack them. And I'm what? Pamomo. Now you say presidency. No, inti the meaning about constitution. Me they have me because okay, I say even at that time, the Ghana Bar Association they boycotted the constitution. Why? Because of the air cost and yet, I may do not say sorry over fair hairdressers any baba. No, no, my constitution. And the catcher President Rawlings said, yes, I account. So, rules, conduct, and ethics for media commissioner. Uncle Fred organizer, number yen. Ubeja media for to say, my hini, Comna Santi. No mumbe kanyama, omotia sewa media num. Niema ebetuyama journalists, akano kre. Niema ya koswa mumpe, ombeka, omusrobia. Omo jiji ska mu nyina mbeka mo be say oh eya senior momska all those mbeka, but we couldn't get that in the constitution because our lawyer Fonso knew how to bring the tradition and cultural laws into the constitutional and western laws no omo ankasa no ese omo hia into future no ye fensua lesson na na adebako ha me means what is our story where Takrady constituency. What is the cause of? Say as women organizer no. Women organizer na ye be man ni sika na chairman no ehwim sika no di dwane ye no. Yes I didn't know ne newspaper akokasa. Nti ya suspended no. Nti we bibi say me maintenance na me nka say esane say maame no ekasa about corruption. Adwo mahama mpenti ene pamo ya suspended no. So is our logic. Nanado no on can party who on can party decision who in any way on can if the party is making decision at neck level, national council level, Nanado has one vote just to come and vote and go.
But we influence.
David, young party, we don't allow the flag bearer to make anything about calling of meeting. We don't allow him to. When it comes handling even one city, or not the whole near this kind of break campaign why. And so bibi ko happen near say we Nanado. Yep, you suspend you be I say Nanado. It's woman we are suspend. You can say your mama.
Remote control.
So na me no. Baby, Nanado no mama can just say remote control. Mama be say one question. So you say Nanado. And no catch me and will be a campaign. But we need upon one. So if Nanado cannot tell us who to make our general secretary, how can Nanado tell us who to suspend? Never. So Nanado does not have that power.
I can't work with them.
Nanado no. How can Nanado not tell
I can't work with them.
It's not true. And propaganda because when you me Debbie America, Obiti and Nanado. Yes, or no, the Abia or supporting Fred. Gabi, Nanado right hand man or supporting team. Mustafa Hamid, the spokesperson or supporting team. Everybody do what you want. That's how Nanado is. who we are person I'll work with you. Now, Obia assembly party. Yes, suspend you, be a Muslim TV. Minia, what is it? I suspended Ken Livingston or London? Yes, former mayor of London, I suspended on the party. More suspended Kofi Adams. And so a buy and suspended will be the Muslim TV. Yen in the Yama and yes, I suspended be a union. Afoko is my brother, not yours. Afoko connect the point is my brother, not yours. So leave us to handle our internal affairs the way we see best. Because up to today, there has been no test. What is an MPP meeting about newspaper mother? BM. We know what we want.
They were causing it.
We don't care what you are saying. We are telling you what we know. What I'm telling you is say, yeah, party no, you mind. Omi ye no, ye no mo nam. Say na mo yi Kofi Adams, I am the national organizer no. And then ye cabinet report, China betu the vice presidential candidate. And you be asem, ye na party ni me mind. But nanado amoka no Ghana for be sremo. An example I mean say, it woman here was suspended no because chairman because this guy in our kind no. Jomama no corrupt na. That's what I'm saying. So these things, they don't help anybody. They are useless arguments, useless corruption points. Because on no large material, say Nanado only me Nanado suban be broke to yanka and no be on pay. But corruption there, Nanado nya corrupt. It's yare. O because you be na or party me can na person somebody Nanado din ebe bataw ebe twitiri ho ebe
he's a powerful guy.
He's a powerful man in MPP. But he's not a decision maker to tell me what to do in MPP. Nanado can never tell me. Now if Nanado can't tell me how much more big men like Abdul Kufuor, big women like Amabuzia, Nanado can never tell them what to do.
Young matters of ECG, biology, or BB Canam.
Oh, sorry, BB Canam.
My casa somewhere that said Nanado dream say that she project. I cannot accuse him of it. But today I have revised my note.
Oh,
I'm revising my note. Wait, you are a lawyer. Say I can't be a corruptor. Sabi enyesika die ana japadi a corrupt. Nanado the management of MPPs, especially over the last 2 years, can be cited as corrupt.
It will be having 2 times on everything.
No, you go on.
Let's topic and I'll know be answer.
What the kind of crime be achieve? The goal is corruption. So now I cannot see Nanado is not corrupt.
Now.
Yes. We only see corruption. Say, oh, wait, abandonment or the result. That's what we think about corruption. What ask again?
Me say in 2 years in Shisha na.
Me to me because we this car buying car. But enemy can say or the enuna ebe batamia. Me can just say I've revised my note. Nanado is not totally uncorrupt because say you chairman.
But response how many minutes?
You general secretary. Now from day one, even before the election in Tamale, 2014.
But that's not your business. They know what is good for them.
No, that's what you go. I asked the protocol. Ask the protocol. Maybe ask. What's the mean for go convention?
I say no dey allow you
and South Africa. South Africa. Apartheid na cause. Enye wasem so. Enye yasem. That's what you're trying to say. Apartheid na cause South Africa because the government at that time, and then that is what they want. So I'm saying that when it comes to corrupt leaders, Nanado cannot absolve himself. And I'm fighting this. So from day one, before even Tamale election, also want to mean Ebinimu here. I can't work with them. And true. Within 2 years, what making sure say I'm telling you. I am telling you. Any leader, and yes, an agenda. They cannot remove the people.
Michael Kwejuna, Jacob Simeon Musa say, are you saying that Nanado is Simpapeniana?
Nanado, David, on your Simpapeni, so Kufonso on Simpapeni, but we don't allow ex-presidents or flag bearers. Oh, the Momo party now, yes, how? That's NDC omo party no omo no mo yes ade na express na obi moja the party is run by the chairman. If the chairman is running the party in a way we don't like, we remove our chairman. It is not, yes, it's nothing to do with Alhaji Bature. Because at the end of the day, no, you
want to form government.
Mr. Kwabena Japan, money enemies. In fact, we know we are fine outside even party.
What of Omuni Nanado?
No, we share every Monday.
I'm asking you. You have been able to stay boldly.
When you say you better suspend your on the crown, Nanado went around trying to lobby and say, "Oh, but Munjai,
it's a fat lie. It's a fat lie.
It's a fat lie. You don't know this.
It's a fat lie.
You don't know.
It's a fat lie. It's a fat lie. Yeah. Anyway, I'm telling you, it's a fat lie. It's a fat lie. It's sir, he can't even consider Ronaldo as a friend. I know. Was it even though two for? Over inside. And I'm silencing.
Me na me catch up in a party, and I know the level that Nanado went.
You continue to deceive yourself. Continue to deceive yourself.
You don't know nothing. We are rumor monger. Yes, we can't rumor. Me catch up facts. You know MPP matters more than me. You know the level of things I know MPP. So
have you noticed something?
The Americans say,
they
Alhaji Money making the point.
Come on.
I'll see Money making the point.
Present to say come on. You are not saying
MPP send the share. Me say musu na nema suspend obi for sikedie akoka ho asem. Me say no so John Mahama corrupt. And the side em fa say na Ghana fo hunu say John Mahama de na ya de hyem ana ya de aye na batabata ho de na na do onye corrupt. And na me asem na me ka no wonti ase na and the point show.
You wrap up on ECG, the way forward. Obia or that experience a bit relating to this present day ECG. But the worry is that Nipe Binibeka say ECG Jumekono Akabomu with the New Patriotic Party, the government unpopular or sabotage in other ways and means.
I don't subscribe to that view.
Okay.
But before
okay, Alhaji Mesro, just a minute break. Yebesaba.